a very, very brief interactive session as well with Mr. Lawrence right here with us. And I'm your anchor host for today. My name is Thomas Ulenu. Alright, so good day, sir. Nice to meet you and nice to have you actually in our session today. How are you doing, sir?
So thank you very much. You are welcome and thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Alright, so quickly, before we delve in quickly, we would actually want our viewers to get to know who you are as a person, alright, beyond just getting to know your name. So in a few minutes while we're getting started, sir, if you do us the honor by just getting to introduce yourself, so our viewers as well get to know you very well. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. My name is Lawrence Ndubisi Nzekwe.
Nice, sir.
I'm from Enugu State,
Okay, nice.
Enugu local government. My town is called Eke.
Yes, sir.
By special grace of God, I'm the vice president of Belt and Road Africa Economic Promotion Initiative Center, SHOBREPIC. Currently, we have our office in this place, in Abuja and China. So that is it for now.
Oh, that's very, very nice. I personally, even in interviewing you today, I never really got to know your resume to be in this one. So that's very, very wonderful. So, okay, quickly, sir, as we're joining, because this session is not actually supposed to take for so long, can you share with us briefly for your position where you are currently today? I know the journey shouldn't actually be all rosy. So can you just share with us, shed more light on us actually how it was for you, maybe from your background before you even transition to this point? Can you just share a brief with our readers and viewers as well?
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Actually, the journey of life, as we know, is not always easy. First, let me start from when I left school. I ventured into business. I went straight to Delta State, Warri, where I established my business concern. And while doing that, I always have my, targets to go international. Then, 1996, I decided to go back to school. I got admission again to Delta State University, Abraka, where I bagged a degree in business administration, 1996 to 2000. Then after, I think around 2016, I traveled to China through one ambassador, Anderson Madibike, who happens to be the Consul General in Shanghai. So I work with him briefly as a domestic staff. While doing that, a concept of Belt and Road came in. I myself and my president, Mr. Innocent Chuwubo Okonkwo, who is the president of the organization. So that's how we started. Then I will give you the detail of what concerns Belt and Road. But so far, that is my journey so far.
Wow, that's really, really amazing. And just listening to you, how you moved to Delta. I'm actually from Delta State. I grew up in Warri as well.
In Warri, okay.
So it's really, really nice. All right, so thank you so much, sir. I mean, listening to you, so many of our readers and even our viewers, just like how it is, they see people, but to every glory, there's definitely was a story actually that took us to that part. And I, particularly speaking to you, I hail from Delta as well, and getting to hear you say, I grew up in Warri. I wasn't opportune to actually school in Delsu, but I have my siblings actually who went to Delsu. So that's very, very good and fun. So, sir, while we're moving into the next question, before you give us more details, can you share, shed more light how you transitioned, you went down to China, and the whole vision of what you have today was actually better in China. Can you shed more light on the China Scholarship Program with our viewers, especially Nigerians who want to actually benefit from such a platform, those who actually are behind it, and what are your partners, and what's the cost of actually implication and actually going for such a scholarship, sir? Just the little you can share on that.
Okay, thank you very much. Coming to the scholarship, when we started Belt and Road, it was, if you recall that Belt and Road is China National Initiative. And we borrowed the name, same Belt and Road. You see, we made several contacts with Chinese, government. And the idea of establishing Belt and Road as an NGO now came in. Some of them advised us to have an NGO. That is the best way we could have a deep penetration with Chinese government and other areas in China, which we did. So we came back down here to Nigeria to register Belt and Road in CAC. After the registration, we took all the documents to the Chinese embassy for authentication, which they actually did for us. We now went back to China. To be precise, in Shanghai and Shandong province, we met with government officials who actually supported us. Initially, we thought that the name Belt and Road will not fly because it is a national initiative. So, you see, the Chinese, I must give it to them. They have this progressive mindset. So, when we throw the name to them, they were like, wow, Belt and Road. We even thought that they may start to fight us with the name, but fortunately, they see Belt and Road as a necessary extension of their own Belt and Road initiative. So they gave us all the support that we actually needed. At a certain point, they started inviting us through our president, Innocent Okonkwo. If they are having any function, they will invite Belt and Road. And good enough, my president stays in China. He schooled in China. He had a degree in Chinese language or what, Magdalene, and so marketing and all that. He stayed there for a very long time. So he speaks fantastic Chinese. So he was able to penetrate them. Belt and Road was like, wow, everywhere in China. At a point, I think that was October last year, Linyi province was doing one event and Belt and Road was invited. So my president went there, did his speech and presentation in native Chinese. It was just a blow. So after that event, they now invited us to Beijing, where the authorities said they really want to know who we are and what we actually stand for. And of course, as you can see, our vision and our mission, and that has been our priority since inception of Belt and Road. So when we got there, he explained to the Chinese officials that look, there's a whole lot of problems and poverty in Nigeria and Africa at large. So we just want them to assist us in their own way. So at the end of it all, the authorities say, okay, what do you think we can do for you? Scholarship is just one of them. So that's what gave birth to this particular scholarship we're talking about. And the particular school was dedicated to do the scholarship with us. So they now offer us scholarship to train 5,000 young Nigerians in catering. It's a vocational training. So we went there, we had a meeting, we do the agreement, the signing and everything, inspect the school and all that. And after that, that is what we are currently doing now. Meanwhile, we have engaged a government agency called Small and Medium Enterprise Development Authority of Nigeria, SMEDA, which is saddled with responsibility of doing the training. So the discussion is ongoing. They have agreed to collaborate with us. And again, we have the backing of Nigerian Foreign Affairs. They are giving us all the necessary support we actually need. And of course, we have the backing of Nigerian consulates in Shanghai. They are all there supporting our project. So that is where we are.
Wow. That's actually so amazing. Thank you so much, sir, for actually giving our readers that much of insight. Just like you said, I can see right here from the message behind the vision and clearly written as well the mission, which is to improve the standard of living in Africa through human capital development. That's very, very top notch. And this is basically, I mean, knowing very well, not just even Nigeria, or let me say, okay, Nigeria actually, because we're in Nigeria, being a third world nation.
Let me cut in here. If you look at it, Belt and Road is not just limited to Nigeria, it is Africa. Yes.
Wow, okay.
Because what we are doing, even while we are discussing with anybody outside the country, we made them to understand that Belt and Road is not just limited to Nigeria, it's beyond the shores of Nigeria.
Wow, that's very, very exciting. Thank you so much for having such routine actually. For how it is currently, I'm a young man myself, so I want to actually talk about basically young Nigerians, and not just even young Nigerians, young Africans who would want to delve into business just like you did some years ago. And knowing fully well how it is in this part of the world, where the economy is a bit shaky here and there. So many persons are actually trying to go into business, but they don't really know how to navigate or find their way past, even move into all of that. So with how far you've gone, sir, what you've achieved within this period of time, what you've built as well for yourself, do you have any advice for some of our readers out there, young Nigerians, and even African youths in large, who would want to delve into business or who would want to become leaders? Because I don't just see you as a businessman, I see you as someone leading an organization. So there are people looking up to you. So do you have a few words you would chip into readers out there, Nigerians and Africans at large as well, who are young, who want to go into entrepreneurship or into leadership, on how actually to move on that part, sir?
Okay, thank you very much. My advice to Nigerian youths, especially Nigerian youths, is that they shouldn't just look at the economy of the country. Because if you look at the economy of the country, you'll be discouraged. Just be determined, be focused. Tell yourself what you want to achieve in life. The situations around you is not a limiting factor. So that has been my own principle, and that has been, taking me to where I am today. Set the objective, be visionary, be focused. So believe me, you will attain even more than what you expected. That is the advice I will give. Then coming to our leaders, I will seize this opportunity to advise our leaders, African leaders as a whole, because if you travel outside the shore of this country, you see how the leaders should prepare the future of even unborn generation. Just, China, for instance. China, with the enormous population of about 4-point-something billion, which is even close to the entire Africa. With the population, I mean, you think that there must be a whole lot of poverty there in China, but no, because they have good government, they have strong institutions. So our leaders should look at a way of planning for our generation, even the generation yet unborn, and particularly these are running youths. That is why I have that compassion, even when I was growing up, that let me see what, on my own part, what I can do for these youths. That's, of course, what gave birth to where I am today. So our leaders should just focus on how to make a good plans for our generation, because what we have in Africa today, particularly in Nigeria, is nothing to write home about. Our politicians, they are not just doing enough. All they care is about their own, their family, and that is all. Okay, just for example, I'm not saying it to demean anybody or other, but if you look at our politicians today, their awards are there outside the shore of Nigeria. See them in the best schools of the world, but look at all those ones that doesn't really have people to take care of them, roaming the streets and all that. You see, that is why when this scholarship came, I know quite well that at least 5,000 young Nigerians is quite a great number. So it will help to reduce and remove all these, our young ones, roaming the streets of everywhere in Nigeria, out of the streets.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir. In line first with the first part you talked about, because most of our viewers, not just in Nigeria, but are more of youth.
Yeah.
Right? We see so many on our YouTube pages, more of youth actually will go through. And in line with what you just said now, I've been able to actually speak with quite a young number of persons in Nigeria here. The truth is the average young Nigerian wants to delve into business. And one of the key things you said here, and one person I listened very well as well to, that's just one of the key things you said. You must be a visionary. There should be a certain level of focus.
Yeah.
You must have a clear-cut objective of what actually you want
to be.
Not holding on to maybe the challenges in the nation you find yourself, but you having that goal and drive for yourself. That's actually the first part of you attaining whatsoever it is you want to attain. And I can really, I see that already in you, in line with the journey you've shared already. One can only come to that point with a certain level of focus. And I really appreciate you, and I'll say a big thank you for sharing that as well to us. So while we're wrapping up, can you just share briefly as well with our readers, what can you say in line with the company, the magazine actually hosting this interview, very own Bridge Africa magazine, which is actually a magazine out there to float, to promote beauty, promoting culture and investment opportunities, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa at large. The little you know actually, what can you share in line with Bridge Africa magazine, sir?
Thank you so much. Bridge Africa magazine is a magazine that I have known. The publisher, Michael, is my very good friend. We worked in the same office in Shanghai, and I think a Bridge Africa magazine is doing so well. I will encourage you people to step up, and by special grace of God, Showbet and Road, the African Economic Promotion Initiative, will be of great assistance to Showbridge Africa. And of course, let me just make it known to you that Bridge Africa magazine is the official magazine of my organization.
Wow.
Yes, it's the official magazine of my organization, and every activities of our Belt and Road will be covered by Bridge Africa magazine.
Wow.
So we'll give you all these necessary support within our powers.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We really do appreciate this session. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate this time. I mean, I know what it takes for a man of your caliber, bringing out this time to have this session with us. And I know so well as well, our readers have gotten maximum value just listening to you share today. So we really do appreciate you, sir, for this. And at this juncture, we'll bring this short session actually to a close. And to our readers out there, we look forward to having another wonderful and insightful interview with you some other time, and maybe even getting to meet your staffs and your company in general.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We really do appreciate this session. And at this juncture, we'll bring this session to a close. See you all at the next time. Bye for now.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.